Hi, Zesties. Let me see if this thing's working. See, there was this. Oh my gosh. Now that I moved, I have to get everything again. And there was this like stabilizer thing that was supposed to stabilize my camera. But now that particular piece is stuck somewhere in my car that has everything I own in it. And I don't know where it is. I just got Zesty at Subway, you guys. And I was all hating on Subway the other day because they didn't toast. But today, the lady asked me if I wanted it toasted, but I was already like ready to be like, toast mine. But I really need to figure out my lighting. You down. I really need to get my lighting and everything figured out. But hey, you know what? Maybe now that I'm in Mississippi, I will have the time to do whatever it is I need to do. Because I don't really have so many stresses and whatever like I did in Florida. Even though I miss the 727 like crazy, and it breaks my heart to see some of my new friends I made there like discovering that I left, and they're like, oh, you're gone, you're in Mississippi. And I'm like, oh, this totally like breaks my heart, but what are you gonna do? It's life, it's survival, you know what I mean? I kind of have just been living this traveler lifestyle since I became an adult, and that's how I survive. You know what I mean? Florida was getting too expensive. Everyone was scheming and scamming me, and it just is what it is. But you know, I need to buy the thingy. But it annoys me. I can't find the exact same like stand that I had. They all have extra little cupboards and stuff that I don't need, little pullouts, and but whatever, you know what? All in due time. Soon I will have a million Zesties, even from out here in Mississippi. But let me tell you why I got Zesty at the Subway. This is a BMT, by the way. Oh, great. I just dropped stuff. My car is such a mess, and yeah, if you want to know, because I see people talking on other food reviewers pages and saying their cars probably smell. Yeah, mine probably smells weird like food. being completely honest here. So I don't know exactly what I would get in Florida, but like they'd have like stuff that you could shake on the sandwich at the end, like sandwich dust, or I don't know. There was like a specific name for it, but I can't really remember. And like that dog is so annoying. It's gonna bark the whole time because I'm in my car. But so I asked the Subway, like, do you guys have anything I can, like, sprinkle on the sandwich at the end? And the girl said, we have salt, pepper, Tony's. And I was like, Tony's? For those of you who don't know, Tony's is Tony Sachret's Creole seasoning. So I was like, you guys have Tony's here? Because obviously in Florida they don't have it. This was the first time ever that I had ever heard of at Subway's that they're carrying Tony Sachet in the plastic bottle that they use to shake the salt and pepper and everything too. They just had Tony's. And I was so taken aback by that. I even got, you know me, when I have my reactions and everything, my reactions are zesty. So I was like, whoo, I made a little zesty, had a little zesty reaction in the store. And I was like, do you guys, like, is that normal? And they were like, yeah, or like, do all the Subways in the area carry Tony's? And they were like, yeah, I think all the Subways in the area carry Tony's. And I was like, that is so freaking cool. If that's not a point for Mississippi, I don't know what is. Say what you want about Mississippi, and let me tell you, when I first started talking about moving here, which was like a year ago, like when I first started having housing problems out there in Tampa, anyone who's followed me for a long time knows that I've talked about coming to Mississippi before. Ever since I started talking about moving to Mississippi, people said the most horrible, horrible things about Mississippi. And Mississippians. And I just didn't quite get it because, don't get me wrong, I'd rather live in Florida, but everyone's always been nice to me here. I've always had like good experiences here, so I didn't really get it, That BMT is a good one. Shout out to Subway. They redeemed themselves today. But anyway, I can't even say like the crazy stuff people would tell me about Mississippi, like all their hater comments and stuff, but a lot of people have a lot of things to say about this state. But like I was about to say what you want about Mississippi. But they have Tony Sachet Creole seasoning in the little salt and pepper shaker at Subway. What other state has that? Maybe Louisiana. I don't know if Louisiana can chime in and tell me. Now chicken bacon ranch. And I put ranch and chipotle on as the sauces. This one's good too, but that BMT. But yeah, where else do they do that? Tell me. Mississippi needs to the government of Mississippi needs to watch my channel. And that needs to be your slogan to bring new residents. Mississippi, we have Tony's at Subway. Because that just made me feel a whole lot better about living in Mississippi. I've been doing this whole back and forth where, oh, maybe I should have stayed in Florida. Maybe I should have just, paid $1,400 a month and let that old man rip me off and whatever. You guys could have sauced me a little harder on this one, though. But, I even told the girls there, I was like, oh, they don't do that in Florida. They don't have that in Florida. Nor do they even really season that much. I hate to get into this, I'm not talking bad on 727 at all. But, in Florida, my people do not season so much, okay? And here they do, and thank you for that. But I was even saying, in Florida, they don't even really get down with the seasonings like that for there to be Tony's at Subway, I just like that even the Subway was seasoned. There's a freaking fly on my head. That's a point for Mississippi. That's a point for Mississippi. I'll even use a gay slang, which I typically don't do. Clock that tea. Even that made me sad, because my 727 girls, they taught me all that. But anyway, whatever. Hey, you know what? I need to buy my thingy, even though I can't find, the right one that I want. The ones that I find are, really... I just don't like them. But whatever. This thing is one of the only things that didn't fit in my car when I moved here. Anyway, I'm going to Louisiana in 2 days. And I want to do my... first New Orleans food review, and I want to be the one to make the audacious claim that St. Pete has better crabs than New Orleans. I'm actually scared, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, because New Orleans has the best seafood probably in the US. But I'm scared to get crabs after living in St. Pete and have to mention, oh, it's great. It's not St. Pete. It's not St. Pete good, but but it's great, But the style of doing it and everything is very, very different, so. But I'm actually mad because there was this place that I really, really wanted to go to for my first New Orleans review. Because I follow a chef who works at a restaurant. And, I like to cook. Obviously, if you look at my channel or whatever, you see that I cook a lot. So for me, when I'm thinking about restaurants, I'm thinking about the cook, who's cooking, you know, because at the end of the day, that's what's important. Is the person that's gonna serve me my food, are they a master chef, or are they someone who hates their lives working at a restaurant and going, oh, I have to do this job again, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? But the place I really wanted to go to, they are not open very late, and my engagement is going to be later in the day. So, you know, I may end up going to a place that one of my virtual friends, probably my first like friend I've made in this area since like uploading my videos. Hi, by the way. She suggested a place to me. And yeah, it's a seafood boil type place. And after living in St. Pete, you know, they got me hooked on those blues. The blue crabs. And I can't, like, now after living in St. Pete, I can't not get blue crabs if they're there. Like, I have to get them, you know? So, we'll see. I'm real scared to get crabs outside of St. Pete, because now I'm going to have to be like, these are good, but, you know, they're not St. Pete, you know, but I just have to remember, buy this thing. It doesn't matter if it's expensive. I'm saving like $1,000 a month just by virtue of being in Mississippi and not in Florida. So I just need to get this thing so that in 2 days I can do my first New Orleans review. Bye, Zesties.